I'm Marinette Smith. I'm a certified holistic cancer coach with BeatCancer.Org.
And my name's Deborah Herke, and I'm a holistic cancer coach with BeatCancer.org.
And one of the things that we're going to talk about that we do is patient advocacy. That is probably one of the biggest aspects of what we do one-on-one with our clients, is teaching people how to be able to advocate for themselves in our healthcare system. I think that there's lots of questions that we have as cancer patients that we just have all of a sudden we don't know. And like how do we go about it?
It's always good to have somebody with you when you go see your physician. It's always good to have somebody be that support for you to take notes and that type of thing. We don't always have that, and you need that when you get that diagnosis. And one of the biggest things that we have found actually at BeatCancer.org is we're here to be able to do that and provide that for you and provide the support and counseling that you need.
It's probably one of the hallmarks of what we do as cancer coaches, because we work in conjunction with your healthcare team, provide you with pretty much like a roadmap of your journey. A lot of us have been through cancer ourselves, so we're very familiar with the whole process. Some of us are medical professionals, so we're also familiar with how the healthcare system works.
And everybody's experience is different. We want to honor that at BeatCancer.org. I think we're probably one of the biggest listeners. We're your team advocate. We're also your holistic coach advocate, your cancer coach advocate. We believe in supporting you in every step of your journey, because that's what it is. It's a journey. Life is hard enough as it is, but when you get that diagnosis, it's a whole new realm, it's a whole new world, and you're not alone. BeatCancer.org are here to support you and let you know that you're not alone. You have Marinette, you have myself, and we have a whole host of other coaches that are available to help at any time.
So Deb, can I ask you a personal question?
Yes.
So when you were first diagnosed, or when your husband was first diagnosed, did you feel like you were kind of lost in the healthcare system here in America? How did you navigate that? Because I know a lot of that was you had to just do on your own.
Definitely. It was eye-opening for me. I wasn't really familiar with, nobody in my family had been sick. I had no idea what to really look for. Although I need to preface that, my mom was sick with cancer, and I remember watching my dad go through hoops, being on the phone for at least 10, 14 hours, talking with insurance companies, the hospital, and the lack of support that he got. I just remember that resonating with me 100%. And so there's that one piece. And then when my husband was diagnosed with cancer both times, and then with an E. coli infection, I was stunned at, dare I say, the lack of attention and care that he was receiving. And I found myself doing a lot of that there, even while he was in the hospital, taking care of him. That's tough, and not everybody can do that, being able to stay at the hospital with your loved one. People work, how can you possibly do that? It's not economically feasible to be able to do that. And I think that's where the biggest piece for me is where patient advocacy is huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely huge. And I had to do a lot of research. As I started doing that research and more, hospital stays started, I became a lot more vocal. And vocal in the sense of I'm asking questions and I'm just curious,
Yes.
I'm curious. I had, taking more classes and more schooling on healthcare, and it became very evident to me that that is a passion of mine now, to be able to support people and give them that support and help that they need during any sort of hospital stay, before, during, and after. Highly, highly important. And probably as far as patient advocacy goes, when we talk about helping others, is also the aftercare.
Oh, that's huge.
So Meredith, how do you feel about the aftercare?
Oh, the aftercare. If I'm really being honest, I was upset. I was frustrated. If you really think about it, and going back into my history, it was 2 years of just nonstop, constant trying to advocate for myself. I actually went undiagnosed for a whole year of colon cancer. I was not a textbook case. It was a very aggressive form, but I was misdiagnosed for a whole year. So then it created even more problems. So I, at this point in time, was actually going to nursing school. So thankfully I was learning how to advocate for myself. And then I sat there and I thought about it, while I'm going through school and even through the whole process, how unfair is that here I am, I feel like I have an advantage because I'm going through a medical program, but there's average everyday people that don't have that. That's everything that they should be having. Yes. And I don't think that necessarily sometimes that it's not intentional. I really don't think that it's intentional. I think the way that healthcare is built, there's no time. There really is no time to be able to help address all of those things. And so that's where a coach really comes in as an important piece, because we can help do that. For you. I sit there and I think about it myself, and I feel like I wasted so much time. I don't know that I really agree that that's That's right. And I think that if we can help spread the word as much as we can, then we can help people decrease those side effects. There's things that I found out now, even going through the program with BeatCancer.org, when I was reading it, I'm like, if I would have just known this, I wouldn't have this. So I actually deal with peripheral neuropathy. And I found out if I was taking this, and I had a specific type of chemo that I was receiving, and if I was taking a certain supplement, that would have decreased by 63%, me having the chance of developing that disorder. And so now I deal with it every single day. So I think that that's a huge piece of it for us, is advocating for people, showing them that there are these things that they can do to be able to help, increase their outcome with a better outcome. But as far as that piece, I felt like I was left. I honestly felt like nobody cared. And I know that they do, and they did, but I felt that way. I knew that their job was done, but there was no bridging piece between that and then, going back to trying to figure out my life. I didn't even have a general practitioner at that point in time. Everybody kept telling me that I needed one, but I didn't understand why. That was never really explained. And I don't know if that ever was your experience either, but I felt like why would I need another? I don't understand. You're my cancer doctor. Like, this is what I'm dealing with for the rest of my life.
Right.
And so I think that would have probably been a little bit better explained too, but there's just these processes. It's really the processes that are missing.
And not knowing what to even ask for. I think in our healthcare society today, we don't know what to ask, and we really aren't given time to ask those questions, which also leads me to being listened to. And I think that's incredibly important. So again, being a patient advocate and being a holistic cancer coach at BeatCancer.org, we do bridge that gap between conventional medicine and functional medicine. Any alternative medicine that you might want to do, we do bridge that gap. And that's where we come in to actually help you. We've been through it. We know, we've been trained, and we can help you ask those questions and not feel so alone and lost. One of the other things I think that is important too, being able to have a choice.
Oh, yes.
Being able to have a choice in your healthcare. You don't have to take everything for face value from your physician. Not that I'm advocating that you should just totally say, forget it, I'm not doing that, and you're beating you out the door. But I'm saying that there are alternatives.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I know for myself, if I would have been able to be given the information and the education, I would have been able to make different choices for myself.
Absolutely.
And I think I would have had better outcomes than what I'm dealing with right now. And so that's like the huge, we just want to be able to give you as much information and education as we can to be able to help you make the best decision for yourself, because really you have that right. You have that right to all that information. And so that's how I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know for myself, going through the surgeries and whatnot, there are so many, and sometimes it can come fast and furious. And a lot of times you don't know. It's like, now why are we doing this again? And, and how do I ask that question? And so it's important to, take the time, take a deep breath, just breathe.
Just breathe.
Just breathe.
Breathe.
Just slowly and methodically, write those questions down. Contact us here at BeatCancer.org, and we can help you get the answers that you want and you need. Honestly, sometimes it's not the answer that you want to hear, but there's alternatives. BeatCancer.org has a directory. The directory at BeatCancer.org for the holistic cancer coaches available to you. You can scroll through there. There's numerous coaches that are available to you. Find the one that fits right for you and get a hold of them. Their information is located in there. And if you are not able to find the one exactly that you want, or you want some more information, you can always get a hold of Carl and Zach at BeatCancer.org. That's it, BeatCancer.org.